This is Scorecard. Today on the program, we are in one of the local governments extracted out of Alimosho local government. Alimosho local government was broken into 6 local governments, and the local government where we are today is one of the 6 local governments. The very peculiar thing about this local government today is that it is headed by a woman. And when you see a woman in a man's world, working her heart out and doing all she can in order to bring the local government to the pinnacle of success and development, you just must beam your searchlight on what she's doing as a public officer. This is Umi Ayeni. We're going to take this time out, and when we come back, I will let you meet with this woman, what she's doing, what has been her achievement so far, and then we know where we are getting to on Scorecard today. We'll be back in just a jiffy. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Scorecard, and today on the program we are in Igando Ikotun local council development area, and I said a while ago that this local government is headed by a woman, one of the very few women that are crowned as the local government chairman here in Lagos State, and they've been in office for 2 years, and today, I want us to see what is going on in this local government. What has been the inputs of a woman in a man's world? Because it is generally believed that Nigerians that we just have to be headed by a man in all ramifications and at all levels. But today, we want to see what this woman is doing for her people, and that is the reason why Scorecard is here today, to beam his searchlight on what is going on in this local government. So I will introduce to you the chairman of Igando Ikotun, and that's talking about Honorable Morenike Adeshino Williams. So nice having you on the program, man. You look so charming. What's your secret?
It's just saying,
wow, yeah, I love that. I love that anyway. So on the program, we talk about 4 key areas of development, usually every week on the program. And today we are going to do same here. We'll be talking about the infrastructure, the education, the environment, and the human and healthcare development of this local government. But we'll take this one after the other. We're going to start with the infrastructural development of this local government. What have you done so far? I know it may not be easy as a woman, but let's just delve into your world. How have you been able to tackle the infrastructural challenges of this local government?
I welcome you to my local government. I'm Adeshino Williams, the chairman of Igando Ikotun CDA. I want to tell you that maybe you will see that this is a rural area, because we have so many people that are just moving to this area, and it's a very, very large area compared with other local governments. So we have so many challenges concerning the infrastructural programs. That's why I make sure that I focus on it very well. Immediately I got into the office, this is my 2nd time in office. I've done some drainages during my first time. So when I got in the office, first thing I did was to make sure that I did this Akinyemi Street, and I did the asphalting. The road is about 1 kilo.
Okay.
So I make sure that I finish it with electrified it to the standard that the people will like. I also moved to Olowela. The drainage has been done before, so I make sure that that also is almost 1 kilo. So I did the infrastructure and the asphalting of the area, and also electrify the area and put the generator there for them to use. I now moved down to this area. There's a Ikotun access. I did some drainages that are damaging, like Igando Road from Ikotun very near Kotoku area. The drainages have already collapsed, so I have to repair it. Also at Kotoku area, we did some palliative measures there to make sure that the place is motorable to stop people from having accidents. And as I'm talking to you, I've already almost finished the Igando primary school fence.
Okay.
Because the children are there, I don't want them to be going out, then people coming in. For their safety, yes. I've done the fencing. And also, I'm doing a six classroom for them, toilets, everything. Yeah, I'm doing it for the Igando primary school now, and everything will soon finish within 1 month. Within 1 month, I will finish the project. And I've also moved down to drainage culverts in all the areas. So I'm telling you that I've done 15 culverts.
Wow.
Almost finishing the 13th one now. And if you go to Ijegun, the people are so happy because every time the place has been flooding, the area they won't be able to go out. So we focus on the places that they have challenges, and before we pick any culvert or any project we are going to do, we will consult with the CDC area, the CDA people, the landlord association. They will have impact there. We call them to give us the places they want us to do, and we just move down there so that we won't be giving somebody with headache, stomach problem medicine. So we give them what they really needed to solve their problem. And if I will not leave the staff uncared for, so I moved down to the local government here. I started renovating most of the offices. Okay. Like if you go to the registry now, it's already renovated to a very good standard. If you go to the hall we are using downstairs now, if you go there, it's now a modern one. I'm proud to say that I'm one of the people that are having very good hall for the people to rent out, to use everything. It's a very nice place for now. Those things are not, I did not finish there. I also moved to the market. I know that they are having issues. Okay. If you see before the flooding are carrying the children, even an elderly people, they will end up in the canal, and then in front of the church, that's synagogue church. By the time we find them, they must have been dead. So I was moved. So immediately I came into the office, the first thing I did was to do the drainages. If you go to the drainage, to the market now, you will never believe it's done by the state, by the local government. So I did the 2 sites, and since then we have never had any challenge concerning the flooding, carrying the children, or any death recorded for the people there. But as we wanted to move into the asphalting of the area, it started raining. So immediately after the rain, we are going to do the asphalting of the market, so the market will be motorable for them to use again.
Yeah, well, I'm still chatting with the chairman of Igando Ikotun Local Council Development Area, that's talking about Honorable Morenike Additional Williams. Yeah, madam, now let's go into the educational sector of this local government. I want to know what you have done in order to develop education, especially at the primary level in this local government.
Well, when I came into the office for the second time, I did some poverty alleviation, in which I went to schools. I gave them uniforms, exercise books, blackboards were donated to all the schools here in my local government, and also some of them were given, majority of them were given GC form, JAM form, and I make sure that those of them that don't even have the money for the passport, I gave it to them, everything concerning the school. Then in this our local government, we have some issues with the schools.
Okay.
So we did some renovation for the schools that are necessary.
Okay.
We still have some challenges because we have so many schools in this local government, but I make sure that I did the little I can do to make them happy. Like I told you, I'm doing renovation for 6 classrooms. I can't even say it's renovation because I demolished almost everything and started from the scratch to make sure that the 6 classroom is a very, very modern one, with well tied, with aluminium, everything with this iron windows, everything to be modern. I'm doing it at Igando now. It will be very, very nice after finishing within a month. And the fence I've already finished the fencing of the area to stop the children from going out and people from coming inside. And you can see some of these children that are moving about. So in collaboration with this Yoruba indigenous, they call it Osanle people, we call them to give them good education. Some of them that came to make sure that they don't become touts for their parents. So I'm happy that majority have changed for now. We don't have much hooligans here again now in my local government. We still have some, but with the help of God, we overcome it. So I say thank you to the people that have been managing this with me, the school teachers, everybody. I go around to check them whenever we are free to make sure you see whatever they needed. And also the place that was damaged, that's the Jegun Primary School during the explosion. So we will soon move to the place to give them, to renovate the place for them.
We're still talking with the chairman, in case you're just joining us. That's talking about the chairman of Igando Ikotun. And now we want to talk about this environment. I've been here, I've moved around before I came into the local government. And I'm not going to tell you my opinion because I am not the one on the hot seat here. So let's talk about your environment, man. First of all, let's look at the security of the environment, because when the lives of the people are secured, that is when you can say you have a whole lot of achievement to yourself.
Well, every week we have meeting with the people concerned on security matters. That security meeting, we have it at least twice in a month. And if there's no time, we make sure we have at least once in a month, and we give the report back to the state. If there's any correction that will be made to give us more secured area, we call the people concerned and make sure that they go there immediately. The police are trying. The people that are in the security meetings are the CDC, market women, youth health, the Obas, Bales, representative, the road workers. All of them were involved. The police, the civil defense, all the agencies were well represented and represented there to make sure they have the way they can assist to manage this area. You can see when this thing happened at Ijegun, immediately I call on them, and that's the civil defense people. They will move there to tackle the situation with the help of the police that are around them. And I say thank you to them, but because anytime I'm in need, they are always there for me, especially my DPOs for Igando Ikotun Kasumu and the DPO for Ikotun here, Ijeri. They are very, very agile, and they are very, very on move every time. Even yesterday when these 1 million boys came to Abaronje, I called them around 11, immediately within 30 minutes they are there. So I say thank you to all of them. We are really trying concerning the security in this area, because some people that are running from outside.
Yeah.
These stupid people, they always move to this, they thinking that it's a remote area, they will not find them, but there's nowhere they are, they will surely find them. And they are, that's why I say I thank the police people for fishing them out. If they don't do that, people will not be able to rest. When we have issues in Igando, the PPO there, that's Taiwo Kasumu, you really battle with them. I thank God that he did not lose his life during the period, but the place is a little bit better now that people are sleeping, and the same thing happens to us here. They will move about. Also, we encourage the CDC people to employ their security, these vigilante people, and give the passport, everything to the police to know the people that were watching them. If anybody has to know to take any security for the house, they have to come to take them to the police to take their identity, everything, so that we will not be saying we are having security when we are already having thieves monitoring us about. So I said thank you to all of them.
Okay, now let's look at the sanitation. How well has your environment been sanitized?
Well, you can see that we are not leaving that side untouched every moment, because an healthy area is a
peaceful abode.
It is peaceful period, and it will give them long life.
Yeah.
Healthy children. Because if you go about now, you will see that we are trying. If you go to those main road, before you will see huge of refuse there, but make sure that every time we move them. All the drainages, we deseal them regularly and make sure that we cut them away. If you don't cut them away, it's waste of time desilting. So that's why anywhere that I'm desilting, I always carry them away. And I have the people sweeping the area for us. They will always sweep, and whenever they sweep, I told them they should not be putting them just in the bag there. They call on people to take them away. So I think on refuse, on desilting of the area, we are better now, but we will not relent on our efforts.
Now we move to the very last segment of the program, and here we'll be talking about the human and healthcare development of this local government. In the area of human development, we want to see what you have done to truly develop the people, the unemployed. Have you given them skill acquisition? The youths, the women, the widows, the physically challenged, and then we move straight to the health sector. What we have done to improve the PHCs under this local government.
Thank you. On empowering the people in my area, I make sure that immediately I came into the office, I've done about 3 empowerments.
Okay.
But every month, I have some at least 20-30 people that I gave something to in form of empowerment. Okay. Every month. That one I do on my own. But the one that I will do that people will see, I will make sure that I involve the widows, the youth, the students, the market women, the iyalojas. They will bring their people. So whatever they need, some of them will take machines or anything that they wanted, like hairdressers. I will give them dryers. The people that are in the house, they will take a grinding machine and some other things. At least if they are using it, it will give them means of livelihood. And we have some that we give gari, rice. At least it will worth something to start business with. It's not that just little that they will just go and eat. At least when we value it, it will be more than 50,000 naira for each people that we are giving it to. The last one I did, it was for 200 people, and I'm happy they utilize it. And before you go now, you will see that today about 300 to 400, about 300 people are doing graduation in this local government.
Wow.
Out of the people that were that came for this
graduation for skill acquisition.
Yes, skill acquisition. That we've already taught how to make hairdressing, makeup, sewing, and some other things like that. So they will be graduating this week and today the 300 people, you will see them before you go. Then also on WAPA,
okay,
they will come, they will make sure that they call on the people that are in need and give them whatever they want that I can afford to, because I may not be able to see them. Those less privileged people, they will see them. The skill acquisition, the WAPA too will do it, the education will do it, Agric will do their own. So we have so different people that are doing it together in different places. So under one umbrella Igando Ikotun LCDA. So but every three months we do graduation for the people that are passing out. And I know I always give them stipends to go and start something with whatever the less privileged people are part of the people we are considering for empowering anytime we are doing it. I don't think they are not left alone.
Okay. Now let's look at the PHCs, the primary healthcare centers under this local government. What have you done to improve on their services?
You can see that I have about more than three. We have one in Ikotun here, we have Baronje, we have Isheri, we have Egon. So all those places were being catered for by us. We make sure that whatever they need, like generator or something like that, we give it to them. Anywhere that is leaking, we give it to them. There was a time we just bought some beds for them, for the ones that wanted to make delivery, and the one for Isheri, we just moved some equipment there to start off with. So we make sure that the place is suitable for people to use, not that they will go to any hospital and they will be regretting that it will add more to their sickness. And we have very good doctors that are working there with nurses and some other people to assist them. We do immunization, and then this free healthcare, healthcare program. We do it regularly, especially there was a time I did this healthcare in which we give classes in collaboration with these covenant people for about 5,000 people, and the last one we did also with so another NGO in which we give classes to them here. And also one of our House of Assembly member came here to give their own too, which is part of our local government benefits. Igando Ikotun is moving, and with the help of the people, my colleagues, my ESCO members, the legislative arms, everybody, because we all make ourselves happy. We just bought our vehicles to here, and the revenue buses are in order, and we, by the grace of God, we will soon buy more. The staff too, everybody are really complying. So I say thank you, because this work I can't do it alone, but with the help of everybody, the councillors, the legislative arms, the ESCO members, the HOD management team, everybody, I say thank you to you for making the tenure for these 2 years very, very okay for me to pass through. I say thank you for everybody.
Nice talking to you on the program today, man.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank
you very much. Oh, wow. You've heard it all from the horse's mouth, and that's talking about the chairman of Igando Ikotun Local Council Development Area, Honorable Morenike Additional Williams. She had taken us through all of her contributions since she came back on this second term to complete the work she started while she came in as the chairman during the first tenure. This is Wumi Ayeni, and from here we will want to talk to some other people, as we normally do on the program on a weekly basis. We are still going to talk to some people to corroborate what the chairman just said here on this program. We want to see the areas she had touched and what people of this community have to say. So come go with me.
Since our inception in office, we have carried out the road projects like Kinyemi Street at Igando, Olowola Street, and some drainage at Ijegun, and some road at Ijegun area. So, and all the 7 wards concerning the environment, we have tried our best. Like all the drainage, time to time, we have removed all the refuse there, and all our median. If you go to any road in Igando Ikotun, like Igando Road, Jegun Road, you can't see any refuse in the median like before.
In terms of infrastructure, we have gone a long way in this second tenure of our office, particularly on road networks. We have embarked on turning of 2 major roads in our local government. The one is Akinyemi Street, and the other one is Olowola Jibiran Street. And all these roads are no more than 1 kilometer. So apart from that, we have embarked on the rehabilitations of and maintenance of some roads within the SCDA, like Abaronje Road, Obabiyi Street, and Danslifa Street, and many of that. We have embarked on the road maintenance.
In her 100 days in office, she had an empowerment that 75% of the women in Igando Ikotun benefited from it. I'm a witness to that. I was there.